Hey guys, back again to bring you a video on washing powder this time. I'm going to show you how easy it is to make your own. Obviously, there are so many green brands. There are so many green brands out there, a lot of which you're going to come across and think, this is going to be fine. But when you look up the ingredients, you might realize that actually they have a lot of not so fine ingredients that then, of course, we're putting into our clothes. And we're wearing them all day long, and in our sheets we're sleeping on them all night long. So this is an area that I have a lot of passion for because it particularly scares me when there's a lot of marketed products towards children and towards babies, particularly with fabric softener. I am hearing a lot these days that people don't use fabric softener, which I think is a good thing. Our fabric softener alternative is simply vinegar with some essential oils, and it actually does a really good job at bringing out the softness, particularly in towels that you might want to get rid of that roughness from. So I am very passionate about using something that's going to still work, yet be a lot safer for the family. I have two little girls, for those of you that don't know, and I feel like I don't wash that often because we've got a giant washing machine. So my partner's also in the army, so he's got clothes that need a decent wash every time between gun oil and stuff like that. So we want to make sure that he is getting clean because especially outfield, they stink. So I can tell you that I have used this for probably about a year now, I think. And it's done really well. I love it. I love it for all different types of items. I usually wash our things on woolens mode because the girls have a lot of more delicate clothing. I often do a delicates load as well, and I find that there's never any residue of this left over. Sometimes with the, sorry, my dogs are in the background there. Sometimes I've found that you might have little granules left over. I don't know what's that with, but this does not have it. Okay, so what I'm going to use is electric soda. It's washing soda. You can actually get this from your Coles. That's where I found it, and it will be hidden. It'll be in the washing powder section, but you're not going to just go in and be like, there it is. It's going to be like down on the bottom shelf or up high or somewhere not on eye level because, of course, they put the products that they want you to buy on the eye level. So just be aware of that. Okay, so I've just moved things around so hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I've got this this is an old Moccona jar as well. I love reusing jars, and you might find that you don't want glass in your laundry, but you know, I'm the only one using it and I can be pretty not clumsy, so I'm fine with using a glass jar. But if you feel like you will be clumsy, you can always get an alternative, maybe like even a terracotta version or something, maybe that you'll still break that. A plastic, as long as it's high quality plastic, because again, we're putting the oils in this, so we don't want to end up having something that the oils are going to eat through. Although it's such a big jar and it's heavily diluted with the electric soda, you probably won't have that happen, but do keep an eye on it because we don't want to be back to square one because now we've got products of plastic in there. Okay, so what I do is I've just got like a Tupperware scoop here that I use, and that usually just sits in the top, and then I will get, you know, maybe half a scoop, maybe more. Again, we have a massive washing machine. I've got an old Heels hoist, and I will fill it with how much we actually wash in one load. So that's why I say I don't wash that often, and we get a fair amount of this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'll just come back here so you guys can see. I'm going to do a little layering system. You can see I've already got a little bit in there. I did use lemon, and there's a range of oils that you can use. So the oils that I would be using for towels and things like that would be lavender. So often what I do is if I do sheets or towels, I'll put a couple of drops of lavender in if I'm feeling in the mood. Otherwise, you can do lemon. I've always got lemon in all the way through this. However, I'm low on lemon, and I do want to save that little bit in case of emergency until I get the new bottle. You could also use tea tree. I wouldn't use that on any pet bedding because it's a warmer oil. And you don't want to have any irritation because it is in that category for dogs, whereas something like lavender is a lot softer. If you are doing anything with pets bedding, washing it, I wouldn't use any oils at all, just use something that's really basic, because if they don't like the smell of it, their noses are so much more sensitive than ours. You don't want to put them in a position where they're forced to go and sleep on an area where they're not enjoying the smell. So just keep that in mind. Purify would be a great one as well for washing for yourselves, for humans. This one's got citronella, tea tree, lemon, lime. It's really refreshing. It's a really cleanliness smell. But today I'm going to use Niaouli. Now this one is a species of tea tree, and honestly, I don't really like the smell of it. I'm not going to put it in the diffuser, but it is subtly nice, so it actually might be good in the diffuser. If you open a bottle and you feel like, oh, that's horrible, put it in the diffuser and you might get a completely different smell. Anyway, all right, I'm going to put this in here. So what I'm going to do, hope you guys can see, I'm going to do a few drops, you know, like 2 or 3 drops at a time. A little bit of layering. And I just do this way because I feel like it spreads a lot more, whereas if you stir it, which we'll stir it after, we just might fully not get enough through there. Now, because we're halfway, what I'm going to do is also add the other ingredient which we have for this washing powder, which is pure borax. I get this one from Natural Good Life, and you can do the same. Usually us Adelaide girls will do a bulk order from Natural Good Life. They have lots of bottles, books, Oracle cards. They've got a whole range of oil accessories that you're able to use, roller bottles in particular and spray bottles and things like that. That's where I get all of these kind of bottles from. We usually do a bulk order together, so let me know if you need anything from them. And next time we do an order, I'll include you on our little chat, and we usually just put it through on one, save on shipping, or then I just hand it out to everyone. So this, we only need a tiny little bit of pure borax. I'm using a tablespoon, but I'm only going to use a little bit in the end there and throw that in. This is about $6 and it's going to last you, well, a long time. I might even change that because I've had this for a little while now. What I'm going to do is probably put this into a jar itself and keep that somewhere out of reach of children and pets. So I'm going to start relayering again now. I really think this is going to be nice in the washing because the more I smell it, the more I'm getting used to it. It's like a sweet tea tree, which you might think that should be nice. So I don't know why I don't like it. There must be. It is very Australiana though, and I used to have a washing powder called Yucca, which was one of the first low tox ones, but they stopped making it. So if you've got asthma or anything, I'd just be covering your mouth because you're getting a little bit of the powder fumes coming off of this. And it is, the entire thing in here is sodium carbonate. So when you go and buy your own washing powder, you're going to have so much more in there than just sodium carbonate, that's for sure. There's going to be lots more fillers. Woo! Smoky. All right, I'll just do that last little bit. Get rid of that bag. I'm going to put a few more drops in the top here. And then we'll see how well we can stir it with this spoon. Yeah, so that's stirring really well. And we are topped up. So I feel like that's really good. And another great one you might want to put in is something like wild orange even. Lemon I'd definitely be adding. And especially if it's your first time making washing powder, just use your lemon because it's cheap. It's $13 a bottle. You could always use like lemongrass as well. I think lemon's $13.50. Your lemongrass is $13 or something like that. It's cheap as because you're only using a few drops at a time, and then you're able to get your lemon used throughout the rest of your house and other cleaning products too. So if you haven't got any oils or if you haven't used lemon yet, just get it because it's cheap and you'll be so amazed how far you're going to use it. It's great for stains. It's great for sticky spots on counters. It's great for removing dust. Like at the top of this cabinet here, I'm just going to put my little, oh, it's not going to fit for now. I'll put that in when it's not so full. There we go. It's ready. Ready to go for the washing room, which is also called the laundry. On the top of this actually had lots of years of muck. And 1 drop of lemon on the spot that was really not coming off with anything else. I was even using my spray bottle. I was using a scour and I couldn't really get it up enough, but putting a drop of straight lemon onto it, you could actually tell where it was taking off all of that residue. So if you're imagining that through your washing, if you've got any sticky, greasy spots on clothes, it is going to lift them quite well. So highly recommend. It's easy, as you guys saw how quick that was without my rambling on. It's really a 2-minute job. So there we have it. That's your homemade washing powder. And another DIY thing checked off. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.